What's up again, everybody? This is game number 2 of this Superman-themed tournament. I'm running this Superman team that discounts for crazy amounts. This is game number 2, as I said, and I am playing against Chris, who is running this team. This is a really, really scary team. It's got Firefly, that common Firefly, and the Huntress combo. Most importantly, it's running Foot Ninja for both ramp and for cheap bolt characters that can count towards the Firefly ability. He's got a nice addition of Kryptonite Green Death here, which is really good for countering the Wonder Woman that I am running. He's running Artemis and Cheetah. Cheetah is also good here for ramp. He's running Giganta and the Ambassador of Peace Wonder Woman, which stops people using their own global abilities on their character cards on their team. It's a mouthful, but probably won't actually play any effect here. For basic actions, he's running Villainous Pact, which is nice little ramp, and he's running the Outsider, which he can use to buff up some of his villain characters, which he has a lot of. If you notice there, he's got like 6, I think. 6 out of 8 of his cards are villain, or 5 out of 8 of his cards are villains. So jumping into the game, he decides to go first, which is smart for his team because he really just wants to buy up a Foot Ninja, and if he can prep it over, that's always good as well. Going second would allow him to purchase 2 Foot Ninjas, but going first is just as good. Picking up 1 and getting a sidekick, he'd probably want to be able to prep that over so he can get it out in the field next turn, but doesn't really matter. Rolling my first turn, I'm able to get a perfect roll, perfect setup, and looking at his team, after I've purchased that Jimmy Olsen there, looking at his team, I really do need to prioritize picking up on turn 2, if I can, that Wonder Woman. Going to be looking to purchase Wonder Woman, therefore I need to be rolling Jimmy Olsen on his 2 energy side to do so. Looks like my opponent rolled up a ton of grid energy, got his 4 energy. He's going to pick up 2 Foot Ninjas, so he's purchased 3 Foot Ninjas within the first 2 turns. That's an interesting choice. He won't trigger the swarm immediately, and so he can actually kind of mess himself up if he draws 2 of those swarm dice. I roll 4 energy and 1 character face, so I have a weird decision here to make. Do I decide to re-roll and go for the Wonder Woman, seeing that he hasn't purchased a Firefly, or do I decide to purchase up for cheap a Superman and try to sort of outpace him? Looks like if I'm picking those up, I'm going to decide to look for a Superman, and that is an unfortunate roll because I don't have the energy to prep over said Superman, so I'm going to have to play it nice and slow, picking up a Superman and putting it into the used pile. That is literally the only outcome that would have messed all of this up, is rolling any sidekick on those 4 energy dice. So I probably should have kept and just re-rolled 1 of those energy. So I'd probably consider that a misplay on my end. So pick up the Superman, put him in the used pile, and just got to hope to cycle him early in the bag. Hope to pull him early. So let's see how his draw comes here. He's going to draw and roll 4. He's actually rolling 2 of the Foot Ninjas, and he's landed both of them on character faces. Let's see how he chooses to play it. Definitely want to keep 1 of those to trigger Swarm. Going to re-roll the other, and he gets exactly what he's looking for, which is 4 energy. Going to put out 1 of those Foot Ninja dice. Going to then pay and prep over a Firefly. So it's looking like I definitely should have gone for that Wonder Woman purchase last turn and not gambled to try and push him out of the game early with Superman. But that being said, here comes Superman. Let's see, he doesn't come up on this first roll. Coming up on the second roll would actually be really good, and I do have a board advantage. A weird decision here as well, because I've got, if he comes up, obviously I field him for free, but in order to get Overcrush onto him, I would need to purchase a Lois Lane, and she is 4. So I wouldn't be able to purchase her this turn. I'd have to set up and purchase her next turn. So I'm almost incentivized, if I roll Superman, I'm incentivized to not attack with him. It's almost better here just to keep and purchase a Wonder Woman as well. Yeah, re-rolling the Superman, he comes up with 4 energy. So this is a good time to purchase a Lois Lane. Man, those are actually really poor rolls because even if he comes back on the 2 side there, I can prep over a Lois Lane. Here instead I have to prep over a Superman, so trying to get another piece into the field. My opponent starts his turn and rolls the Firefly and doesn't not come up, which is really good for me. I feel as though my team, and so far on this game, I am far behind. So let's see, he's going to scoop up and re-roll 2 sidekicks and a Firefly, and the Firefly does come up. That is really good for him. So he's got 3 energy, he's got a sidekick, and he's got exactly what he needs to put everything in the field. That Firefly is going to ping me for 3, and then he's got some stuff that he can just push with as well. This is a weird situation because I want to keep his Firefly in the field, and I'd like to get his Foot Ninja at least KO'd. Or I could let it through for damage. If I let it through, then it triggers Swarm, which means his bag gets empty sooner, which is never good. Taking damage against this kind of a team is also never good, so I'm just going to double block, KO his Foot Ninja. Hopefully it rerolls as anything but a character, so he can't keep the pressure on. His Firefly stays in the field, so I think that's playing it about perfectly. Really hoping that we roll some characters here. And we get 1 sidekick, and we do get a Superman as well. So at least we've got that going for us. I really need to purchase a Wonder Woman, though. And I've got 5. So I can purchase her. Going to re-roll the sidekick, hoping for an energy. And I get the exact thing I need. Unfortunately, my board is a little light because of it. And he's got, you know, a sizable advantage on board. Going to field that Superman for free. Then I'm going to prep over a Wonder Woman. So I am looking like I'm going to stabilize here. If that Wonder Woman comes up this first turn, then I actually would consider myself ahead in this situation because he would have to then purchase a Kryptonite. So let's see if he chooses and uses this next turn to purchase a Kryptonite. I think that would be very smart. So he's going to scoop up, reload his bag. See what he pulls. He's going to add the thing. No Swarm, it looks like, so that's lucky for me. Rolls up everything. Looks like he does land another Foot Ninja, which is good for him. I would consider that good for him. Looking to pick up another Firefly, I would assume. So I'd re-roll the sidekick, hope for an energy, and then just prep over another Firefly. Field said Foot Ninja. Looks like he's going to keep. Foot Ninja came up as energy. It's hard to see on that die. That die does not have a lot of contrast. Going to field the sidekick. He prepped over a Firefly. Going to push with said Firefly. Here's just an easy block. That's the decision, actually. It's an easy block because my character won't get KO'd, but his will, meaning he can cycle Firefly here and have 2 next turn, which is really, really dangerous. Assuming he pulls a Foot Ninja, I could be taking anywhere, but if he rolls both of them and fields both of them, fields 1 more Foot Ninja, then I would take 3 and then 4, which would be 7, putting me to 10, which would be really bad. Superman comes up for me. That's good. Let's see if we can re-roll for sidekicks and re-roll for... oh, no. That is really... Oh, my gosh. And look at that. 4 masks. That is so poor. Someone calculate for me. What are the chances of rolling 4 masks and rolling the Wonder Woman on 1 energy? So I'm going to Villainous Pact, because that's all I can do with masks. Have no characters with masks. Don't have anything in the used pile to swap out energy with. And attacking doesn't really do me much good. In fact, it's actually okay for him to just let my attackers through, so I can't attack here. These have been just terrible, terrible rolls. Several in a row. So going to draw his bag, draw a Swarm die there because of the Foot Ninja he drew. Really got to dodge some good rolls on his side. He rolls both Fireflies as energy, which is great. He does roll one of the Foot Ninja as a character face, which is not so good. He's going to obviously re-roll those Fireflies, so dodging some Fireflies again is what we're hoping for. And we dodge 1, so 1 of them does come up. Looking like we will take 3 damage this turn. He's going to field the Firefly second, fielding the Foot Ninja first. Notice that those 2 bolts that are sitting in used pile are actually energy that he can use. I pointed that out earlier to him. He's going to field that Firefly. I'm going to take 3 from the when fielded effect, because unfortunately for us, the Wonder Woman did not land. Going to purchase a Cheetah, which is just extra ramp, just taking the time to get further and further ahead because the dice aren't working with me here. Gonna re-roll, or gonna roll. We got 5 dice we're rolling. Really just need to pick up that lowest lane. Good. I can start my Overcrush abilities off next turn if that lowest lane rolls. But he's got a sizable board advantage, I would say, because he's okay with me attacking and him KOing, getting things KO'd, getting his Fireflies KO'd so we can refield him. And speaking of Firefly, we get yet another Firefly coming up. Not only that, we got Cheetah as well. So yet another Bolt character to join Firefly. He's going to field, and I tell him to field in the correct order. He's going to field Cheetah and then field Firefly, and that's going to count for 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 characters in the field. 5 Bolt characters. Excuse me, 4 Bolt characters. He's going to KO him. What am I saying? Oh my goodness, not KO. He's going to deal me that damage. Goodness. Then he's going to push with 2 Fireflies and a Foot Ninja, keeping 1 in the field, 1 Foot Ninja in the field to trigger Swarm. 2 Fireflies, obviously he wants those KO'd, or just to go back in the bag because he's got just more than enough ramp to just chill. I just can't take any damage from attacks, so I have to block everything here. And then I have to really hope that those rolls on the KO'd characters that he will have KO'd here don't come up Firefly. If I let 1 through, maybe, letting a little bit less damage through, gets him in the bag and saves me some possibility of just dying next turn, because if he re-rolls that, or if he rolls the Firefly, then I could just end. That's actually great. This pickup here out of the bag, getting Wonder Woman. She doesn't come up, obviously, unfortunately. So going to re-roll her and Lois Lane. Lois Lane provides Overcrush here if she comes up. So here we go. Roll number 4 on Wonder Woman. Do I want to re-roll any of those other things? Probably not. And oh my goodness, neither of those characters come up. So not a lot that I can do here. Going to field both of those characters, and we got 6 energy. Nothing much to do. In fact, I can't even use any shield globals, which we have a large amount of. Nothing in the used pile yet again. So no energy fixing. No bolt globals to speak of. Going to Villainous Pact. Prep a die. I do have the ability to use Haymaker, or I have the ability to spin up my Superman dice, or really any of my dice. But no need to do that now when I can wait and see what comes of this next turn. Either way, it's not looking good. So far behind, not really been able to do any attacking whatsoever because in fear of him just blocking with Firefly, forcing that KO and just re-rolling it, killing me. And he rolls a Firefly right off the top. That actually might just be lethal right there. If both of those are Foot Ninjas, it looks like both of them are. He's got the ability to pump with 2 fists, and he's got the damage that he'll deal with Firefly. That's more than game. What'll that be? That'll be several characters that are Bolt characters, several characters that are Bolt characters. It's gonna pay to field all this up. That's gonna ping me for 5. So that's gonna put me at 5, and then all you gotta do is full swing. He actually paid with the wrong energy there. He should have paid with one of those masks. That way he could smack me for even more. He's gonna buy a kryptonite. No need to buy a kryptonite. You just push, man. That's gonna be the game. Yeah, there he goes. And he's gonna push all in. In fact, I think you actually do need to push with a significant portion of the sidekicks there, because I can block 4 things, But even if I block the top 4 and let in the small sidekicks there, I'm still taking 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 damage, and that's going to kill me. So really, really good team on his end, and he played it really well. He had all the pieces that he needed. Even if my Wonder Woman would have come up on any of those 4 rolls, he could have just kryptonited it if he had purchased that, seen that, and purchased that. So had some serious issues on rolls on my side, even though I thought the team was there. I think definitely did get greedy there at the turn number 2 and going for Superman rather than going for Wonder Woman early. But when you roll it 4 times and it doesn't come up at all, then you're going to end up losing that game more likely than not. So with me going 1-1, now moving into game number 3, let's see how game number 3 goes. As always, thanks for watching.